I often get asked, what's an innovative tool in the financial planning marketplace? And one of the nice things about our firm is we work with comprehensive investment solutions and insurance solutions. And so we put those together holistically on a common platform. So when people ask, they're typically saying, well, what's the best insurance solution? What's hot in the investment world right now? And actually, one of the tools that I see being used frequently is a combination of both. It's called a life settlement. It's the sale of an existing life insurance policy to a third party. And think of it as you have an insurance policy that you bought, you no longer need it, you sell it to institutional investors. They pay you cash, and then they take over that policy, pay the premium payments, and then collect the death benefit when you pass. A lot of people ask, is this legal? Can you do this? Yeah, it's a property right. It's insurable interest is only required at the time of issue. So for me to take out an insurance policy on someone, I have to have an insurable interest, be an income provider, be a business partner. But once the policy is in force, it's just a piece of property, and you can sell it just like you would any piece of property. Think real estate. Real estate, imagine if you bought a home and you got to a place in your life where you wanted to downsize or move to another state. Imagine if the only solution you had was to sell the house back to the original builder for the cost of materials. That's really the equivalent of what it is like to surrender a life insurance policy. But we don't do that with our home investments. We take those to the marketplace and we sell them to third parties. Well, the obvious one is when you no longer have the need for life insurance. I mean, you think about if your dependents have grown, you're no longer the provider for them. You think about just whatever personal circumstances, a lot of planning, whatever it is, divorce, sale of a business, all of those things can trigger a change in circumstances where life insurance is no longer needed. I think another one that is particularly relevant in this market is with low interest rates. Insurance companies are buying bonds and using the profits from that to credit your insurance policy. So when interest rates are low, bond yields are low, which means they're earning less money, which means they're often crediting less money into your insurance policy than you expected them to back when you bought it. And what that means is if the insurance policy is getting credited less, it needs to have more premium put in. It's getting more expensive. And for a lot of people, they can't afford higher premiums. And so that's a scenario where they might need to life settle the policy because they're otherwise just going to let the policy lapse because they can't afford it. The biggest thing is first you got to start with a need. If a client's need life insurance, then it's not a good thing to sell it on the secondary market. If you think about you don't have a need for it, and you do want to sell it, why don't people do it more? Well, I think a couple of things. I think awareness. Our data shows that 8 out of 10 people, if you read industry studies, they don't know about it, and they don't realize that they could sell their insurance for more than the cash value. Well, as I mentioned earlier, I had the opportunity to build this business out for us about 15 years ago. And literally, we were able to write the book on it. The first textbook ever written on life settlements I co-authored. We helped lobby with regulators both at a state and even with some federal oversight. So we've been here from the beginning, and we supervise life settlements as a security. So that's one of the benefits of integrating the insurance business and the investments business, the broker-dealer, into one. And by treating it as a security, we have to follow a number of best practices. And we have coined that term the life settlement advocacy process. And we've worked with our errors and omissions provider, and we have E&O to the full limit of the policy for life settlements. We're one of the only firms in the country, we believe, that is able to provide full E&O coverage for life settlements. We've been doing this for 15 years, and we've had the good fortune of helping clients take the life insurance that they don't need to the marketplace. We run an auction, we sell it to institutional investors. Over the last 15 years, we've created over $200 million of proceeds for clients. At Valmark, our purpose statement is to bring the golden rule to life. And I honestly can't think of any tool where you can make that more of a reality as a financial advisor than in the world of life settlements. I mean, being able to take a piece of property that served a very useful purpose but no longer is needed, and be able to help a client turn that into 2, 3, 4, 5 times more value than they ever expected. That's an incredible way to bring the golden rule to life.